Hello, Gemini, and welcome back to TenPaths Tarot. I can't wait to show you your reading today because it's quite intriguing. It started out with the Oracle card. What do you think it might be? Well, today we have an interesting topic that Spirit wants to talk about, and it starts by giving us the Divine Rogue. I am using the Native American Oracle cards today. And the Divine Rogue is someone who doesn't follow the rules. They are the rule breakers, they are the rebels, and they take things to extremes. They're tricksters, but not to hurt us. The goal is to show us, by behaving in extreme ways, the irony of our thinking. How you can look at things in two different ways, and we may think we know the right way, but when it's taken to an extreme, it makes us laugh at ourselves. Much as modern comedians do, that will take a situation and amplify it. They take it to an extreme level until we're laughing hysterically. And are we laughing just at their antics? No, we're laughing at ourselves because we can see how we do the same thing, but we don't recognize it until it's extreme. And so let's look at your recent past so that we know where we're coming from. And the first card out is the Ten of Stones. Here is someone with a firm knowledge base. They're older, they've had experiences. You could be young and have had a lot of knowledge as well. But she is holding on to everything she's gained. She's thinking, I was so clever. I found out the secret to life and I have it all. And I am holding on to that secret, and if I hold on to it, nothing bad can happen to me ever. Which leaves her as a bear. She is actually kind of in a state of hibernation where she's closing her mind to any other ways of thinking, any additional opportunities, because she has her stones in her grasp. She has stones keeping her safe. And so she says, I'm going to stay where I am. And if I do that, I will be A-okay. And so then we go into the next card. But it was two cards Spirit gave me. The first one out was the Ace of Mirrors. Now, normally this would talk about all of the love that we have or that we're going toward love. But this time, I think it is focusing on that big mirror. How when we look in the mirror, we can see things different ways depending on our mood. Sometimes I will look in the mirror and go, Everett, you stunning creature. And other times I will see every wrinkle. And rarely do I see that middle ground. It's usually either or. And so we're thinking there's only two sides to this vision. With that card came the Two of Scrolls. Again, two ways of thinking. We are thinking that everything has to be barren and empty, or it's magical and fanciful and fabulous. And so for the last card in your recent past, we have the Eight of Spirals. Our dreams, our beliefs are raining down upon us. We were so firm in our thinking, but now that way of thinking has become so extreme that it threatens to burn up everything we have. I wonder if it could burn rock too. They look almost like comets, don't they? They might actually even melt rock, melt these precious gems that we have in our possession. So now let's go into your current energy. Where do we go? Well, your current energy is advising that we become like the high priestess. We use that intuition, that third eye. We stand between the black and white trees, the set ways of looking at things, and instead we see things as being joined, like the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang. And I'm sorry if I mispronounce yin and yang. I don't use that very often. But we don't lean on either tree. We don't. And this is reiterated again. Oh my goodness, Gemini. I can say that because I'm a Gemini too. So we then had two more cards pop out together, and I'm going to show them to you together because you can again see the extremes. Either we have everything, we are the magician, or we have nothing and are at the hands of the fates, and we are the hermit. We're looking at things as either or. And somewhere is that middle ground. Do you want to be the one with no shoes and nowhere to go, no home? Do you want to be commander of the universe? I don't want to be either, but I do see the irony in those two cards. Now we get into a placement where Spirit often puts a card that is the advice, the summary of the advice. And we have the Two of Pentacles. You are here on earth. You are meant to live an earthly life. Don't take things to extremes. Keep things in balance. You can see he's balanced sitting on the log, and he's balanced as he juggles the pentacles. And then we come into the position that's the warning card. It's not really a whoop, whoop, whoop warning. It's more like a, maybe you should be a little bit cautious here. And now when I look at this card, before we look at that card, I want to go back to the first card in your current energy, because as she gains this insight, the rainbow is forming. The rainbow is forming. And for your last card in your current energy, you have found the end of the rainbow, and you are the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man advises that you see things from a different perspective. You're all tangled up and hanging in the tree. You can't go anywhere, so just look at the land around you. What's going on? What do I need to observe before moving? But what you see is that end of the rainbow, the perfect ending, the pot of gold. The fairy up here is warning you, don't reach for that perfect ending, that pot of gold. You're going for extremes again. And she is warning, don't do that. But you're still grasping for the extreme. And you can see how comical it is. So either you have all the gold or you have none. That's your way of thinking. But what about when you have all of that gold? Let's go back to your recent past. What about when you have all that gold? What are you going to do with it? Is that the end? That's the end, because that's the extreme we're talking about. Are you going to wall yourself in for the rest of your life because you had the magic formula to get what you wanted and you're afraid that you'll mess it up? Well, if you have that much magic, if you are the magician, ta-da, then wouldn't you move ahead? You could make anything manifest. Why did you even need that pot of gold if you are the magician? And now I am taking things to an extreme for the same reason as that Rogue card. And so it is just telling us, this reading is just telling us to watch our tendency to see things as either or. You're doing things the right way or the wrong way. You can be successful or you can be unsuccessful. There is so much in between. In fact, life here on earth is mostly in between. And so that is Spirit's message for you today, Gemini. I hope it helped you in some way. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you again. Bye for now.